This is a day trip from our home base in Reutlingen to Lichtenstein Castle, which was very close by. As you can see from this map, Reutlingen to Lichtenstein Castle is only about 12 miles. Lichtenstein Castle is a historical castle built in the 19th century. It is located at the edge of the Swabian Alps. In 1837, Count Wilhelm of Württemberg bought the hunting lodge and the surrounding estate from his cousin, King Wilhelm of Württemberg. The modern castle was built in 1840 to 1842. This is an aerial view of the castle. I have placed some red markers to show our photo locations. We entered on the other side and to the right of the White Tower and proceeded between the buildings there. The arrow pointing to the right is heading over a small bridge to the actual castle, with the tower that is sitting on the edge of the cliff. The arrows on the left are other outbuildings. The castle is privately owned and is operated as a commercial business by the Dukes of Urach. Rooms can be rented for weddings and receptions. We took a tour through the castle and it was very interesting. Some damage was done in World War II when drunken soldiers from France used it for target practice from tanks in the valley below. We were not allowed to take photos inside the buildings. This photo was taken just inside and looking back at the entry. The building on the left, the Prince's Building, is used by the family that owns the property when they are in residence at the castle. The Fürstenbau, or Prince's Building, was added to Lichtenstein Castle in 1901. Unlike the dramatic cliff-top castle, which was created largely as a romantic vision of a medieval knight's castle, this later building provided more practical accommodations for the princely family and the castle household. As mentioned, this is where the owners stay when they are there at the castle. This picturesque half-timbered building in Liechtenstein's courtyard was one of the castle's supporting buildings. Although it looks medieval, it was constructed as part of Count Wilhelm of Württemberg's 19th century recreation of a medieval knight's castle. Buildings like this provided the practical residential and service space needed by the household, while their architecture helped make the entire complex look as though it belonged to the Middle Ages. The heart of Liechtenstein Castle stands dramatically on an isolated outcrop of rock high above the valley. The only entrance is across this wooden drawbridge. Although the castle we see today was built between 1840 and 1842 as a romantic recreation of a medieval knight's castle, it incorporates portions of an earlier fortress that once occupied this naturally defensible position. Even today, visitors must cross the drawbridge to enter into the castle. These two photos were taken looking at the castle, the one on the left looking over the drawbridge, and one on the right looking at the castle as it sits on that separated rock. As in most cases, this fairy tale castle stands high above a little community over which it had some rule in the past. What a beautiful view from this point. This fortified gatehouse forms part of the entrance to the Lichtenstein Castle. Although its towers, battlements, and massive stone gateway appear medieval, they belong largely to the 19th century reconstruction of the castle. Count Wilhelm of Württemberg wanted not simply a residence, but an entire complex that recreated the atmosphere of a medieval knight's castle. The outer fortifications were finally completed in 1857. This small neo-Gothic building in the castle courtyard is the chapel of Lichtenstein Castle. Its pointed arches, narrow windows, and medieval figures make it appear centuries old, but it belongs to the 19th century Romantic castle complex created by Count Wilhelm of Württemberg. Even the supporting buildings were designed to reinforce the illusion that visitors had entered a medieval knight's castle. From the rear, we can see that Liechtenstein was designed as more than just the picturesque castle perched on a cliff. The residential buildings were enclosed by walls, towers, and bastions, creating the appearance of a complete medieval fortress, even though most of what we see was constructed in the 19th century. Immediately beside the castle is a modern adventure park where visitors can tackle elevated ropes courses among the trees. It makes an interesting contrast, a 19th century romantic vision of the Middle Ages alongside a very 21st century tourist attraction. Lichtenstein Castle was a short day trip from our home base in Reutlingen. So we are headed back now, and you can see the sign on the right toward Reutlingen. We hope to see you on another part of our trip.